about crops. India is a land of farmers. India is a land of farming, of cultivation, and India is a land of tradition associated with farming. In India, all our happiness, our sadness, our economy, our progress, everything is related with farming, with crop cultivation. I still remember nowadays the ways and the techniques of farming is mechanized. But when we were young and small, whenever we used to walk through, at that times children and everybody, they used to enjoy the surrounding and environment. Nowadays everyone liked to be secluded and to be secure, but earlier the surrounding around us was very beautiful. And still I can feel the songs sung by the farmers while harvesting, while planting the paddy, and it was very beautiful sight to look at. Black clouds raining heavily and the farmers in the rain and drenching in the rain. They were just planting the paddy saplings in the field and singing song happily. The rain and the paddy and the greenery around was making, and their song was a blend of happiness which used to echo in the surrounding. So the emotions of Indians are very much related with farming. Farming was a very big turning point in the history of human lives. When the early man, when he was just roaming about like nomads, then what he did, when he learned the concept, when he came to know that the seeds regrew into plants, then the human being started a settled and community life. Society grew, a nation was built, and the world came. And the bond between the human beings started. Now farming is we all have of the Indian tradition and festivals are related with farming. Whether it is Baisakhi, Lodi, whether it is Pongal, whether it is Bihu, whether it is many festivals, Makar Sankranti, everything is related with farming only. Farming is a very much hard. It's a very hardworking related occupation. Maximum in every part of the world, people are mostly associated with farming. Whether our industries, whether our economy, everything is dependent on farming. Now just imagine that plowing the field and sowing the seeds, and then the crops growing, adding a right amount of pesticides, adding right amount of manure, and then just going through it and just checking it, and then finally harvesting it. Always just going through it, harvesting it, and then just making it bunch and taking the harvest to the market, or the crop market is known as mandi, taking there after selling and bringing home the happiness, bringing new cloth, jewelry, new vehicles, everything to the home. It is the life of Indian farmer. But nowadays the farming technique is much more mechanized. Earlier, oxen or bullocks were used to engage in the farming processes. But nowadays, tractors, combines, threshers, reapers, machineries, and then diggers, everything are used. Everything is mechanized. So, it is, but one big scenario of farming is there. Because a farmer has to be totally dependent on, it is a money oriented sector also. The farmers, they have to depend on banks for loans to bring these machines and all, to bring the fertilizers, because of the soil productivity lessons and lessons with every crop cultivation. So many a times the farmer has to face difficulties, but there are many programs or many incentives or schemes by the government of India to provide the farmers so that they can go and avail loans, they can avail the machines, and they can avail the seeds in subsidized rates, so that because the government also want that after studying so much, the main thing is that it should be done practically. children should study, they are studying agriculture. Nowadays, farming is no longer the occupation of illiterate. You will not find that the uneducated are only doing farming. Many students are going to OUAT or to agricultural colleges and universities after doing their education there, then attaining the technical know-how of cultivation and all, then they are coming and implementing on the farms. And today India is producing everything, may it be cash crops, may it be food crops, everything India is producing in ample. We are having oil seeds, we are having pulses, everything is there. Now, just to give you an insight before the chapter, before this one, I would like to tell you that crops are of two types: food crops and cash crops. Food crops, which we consume directly. Suppose I am a farmer and I have sold my paddy or rice. I have sold my rice in the market, and you will go and buy the rice in the market. The lal kila, basmati lal kila you will buy, and you will prepare pulao, and you will prepare all sorts of nice things at home, and then you will have. But if I am a farmer and I have cultivated jute, you will not buy jute, but the jute bag which your mommy is carrying to market, or the jute products, jute jackets are there, or jute items are there which you are using in your household. That things are made from jute. So the companies, the jute, suppose I am a farmer, I have cultivated jute, I will take it to the market, I will take it to the company, to the industry will purchase it, and then it will process it and make it bags, sacks, everything it will make, and it will sell. So the crop in exchange to which we get cash or money is known as cash crops. And the crops which are directly consumed by the people, it may be wheat, it may be millets, pulses, dals, it may be spices, it may be peas, all sorts of things, ragi, bajra, jowar, all sorts of things are there. It is directly consumed. So it is known as food crops. So in this chapter, we are going to read about crops, various aspects of crops, and what are the conditions and which regions produce which crops in ample, for which crops India is famous for. I am going to give you a thorough knowledge of the knowledge of the crops of India. So watch this video carefully. The main food crops grown in India are rice, wheat, millets, and pulses. Rice is the staple food for many Indians and requires hot and wet climate for cultivation. India is one of the largest producers of rice in the world. Almost all states of India produce rice. Wheat is also a staple food in our country. This is more popular in North and Northwest India. It needs cool and moist climate to grow well. The top 3 states producing wheat are Punjab, Haryana, and Uttar Pradesh. Crops such as jowar, bajra, ragi, and maize are called millets. They need dry climate to grow and are grown in abundance in sandy soils and in the coastal regions too. Millets are cultivated in Rajasthan, Andhra, Telangana, Gujarat, and Karnataka. Peas and beans comes under pulses. These provide us with a lot of proteins. India is one of the largest producers and consumers of pulses. Red grams, black gram, Bengal gram, beans and peas are all pulses. They grow well across the country. Crops that are cultivated to be sold to industries are called cash crops. These crops are grown for earning money rather than for personal use. Cash crops include oilseeds, jute, cotton, sugarcane, rubber, coffee, tea, and spices. Oilseeds: sunflower, groundnut, mustard, sesame, coconut, linseed or flaxseed produce vegetable oil when they are crushed. This oil is used for cooking food. These crops are grown in Bihar, Odisha, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh. Jute is used for making bags, mats, fabric, sacks, etc. Jute grows well in West Bengal, Assam, Bihar, and Odisha. It also grows well in the Ganga-Brahmaputra Delta. Cotton is used for producing cloth and grows well and abundant in black soil. States like Gujarat, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Tamil Nadu grow cotton in large scale, which are rich in black soil. Sugarcane is used for making jaggery and sugar. The crops grow in plenty in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, and Haryana. India is one of the largest producers of sugarcane in the world. Rubber is used for varied purposes such as making tubes and tires. The sap of the tree is collected to make rubber. Rubber plantations are mainly found in parts of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Kerala. Tea, coffee, and spices are other important cash crops of our country. India is the second largest producer of tea and also exports it to other countries. Assam, West Bengal, and the Nilgiris in Tamil Nadu and Kerala have large tea estates. Coffee is cultivated in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka. India is also the chief producer of variety of spices. Some of the famous Indian spices like saffron, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, pepper, ginger, and garlic. Spices are mainly grown in Kerala and Karnataka. Farmers have a very busy life as they need to work throughout the year. The process of sowing, growing, harvesting and gathering of crops is called the farming cycle. It includes preparing the land, plowing, fertilizing and taking care of crops until they are ready to harvest. Some crops are sown in winter and are harvested in spring. These are known as Rabi crops. Some other crops are sown at the end of summer with the onset of rains. These are the Kharif crops. So farmers practice crop rotation to ensure that the soil remains fertile. Summer crops, which are grown between Rabi and Kharif crops, are known as Zaid crops. Farmers use some of the animals like cows, goats, hens, buffaloes, fishes, bees to rear them. They raise them. Some of these animals are used in the fields for plowing, while others are reared for milk or meat. This is called animal husbandry. Farm animals are also known as livestock.